Hello everybody, hope you guys are having a wonderful day. My name is Eddie, and in this video I'm going to be doing another episode of my stand-up series where I do some live coding and give you explanations on what I'm doing while I'm coding and in between feature updates. So in this one, gotta make sure I'm in the right place actually. I want to do some refactoring to how I upload these Kubernetes configs and see if there's any place where things are just not making a lot of sense and where I could clean my code up to make it a little bit better. So the first place that I know that I needed to do some refactoring is in the action for the kubeconf right here. I have a lot of these checks to make sure things are strings that I think I could actually just do in the Zod object. I think I had these here because it was possible to just send empty strings in, and I'm gonna just do this with Zod instead. So let's get into it, and gonna just kind of like fast forward through this part, and then when I'm done I'll give you an explanation of what I did. Okay, there we go. So I think this is a little bit cleaner. Before I had a bunch of checks in this area right here, and now I got rid of those and just grabbed the data from them and passed them into my validator. And I've changed my validator now to make sure that first of all that my user ID is greater than 1. My string, or for my auth token, it has a min length of at least 1. I could probably create a custom validator for JWTs, and that's probably what I'll end up doing at the end of the day. But for now, making sure that it has a minimum of 1 character instead of there should be pretty safe. The cluster label having a minimum of 1 character, or having a length of at least 1. And the description having a length of at least 1, but no more than 250 characters. I probably should put a max range on the label too, like maybe 50 characters or something like that. But I kind of want to test around on my front end and see what I actually like there. So yeah, and then I think I explained this, but yeah, we removed a bunch of checks down here where we were checking to make sure that things were a string and all that stuff, but all that's now in the validator, so all we need to do is get the data from the form data field. So with that out of the way, I should be able to go over to my component, which is here, and right now I have these required as true fields. But I think I should just be able to, well, let's first log in so that we have an auth token. And go to the file upload place. So if I just put spaces in here and a config file, says please enter a number, so -10. 1 plain object and a few built-ins can be processed. Okay, so we did get an error here. No, so something has gone very wrong. Expected number received a string. Ah, okay. So I see what's actually going on here. We're not converting what we this user ID token. Still not working. The user ID must be greater than 1. Only plain objects and a few built-ins. So it doesn't like that I'm sending it this. But I used to do this, which is annoying. Actually, I do it in auth, I believe, in login. Alright, so let's kind of go over what it is that we did here. So we updated this validator. We had to change the user ID. It has to be greater than 0, so anything more than 0 is a valid user ID. The auth token, we've added trims to all of these strings just to make sure that the empty strings aren't allowed to go through, and we just do a minimum of 1 right now, and we also have a maximum of 255 here. So I'm gonna actually change this one and say that this also has a max of, let's say, 50 characters arbitrarily right now. Cluster label can't be longer than 50 characters. And I need a period here. And let's make sure we have one there. Alright, yeah. So we've added a min and max here onto the description. And the label, the auth token and the user ID, those can be as long as we need them to be, and the kube config file just uses this YAML schema that we were creating before. It just tries to load in a YAML file, and if we can load it, then it is valid YAML. And yeah, the only thing that we did have to keep was we have to just make sure that what we're getting from our form data is actually a type of string, because what we can get from our form data.get, we found out, if we go to the definition here, is that we can get a form data value entry or null. And if we look at what a form data value entry or whatever this thing is here, it could be a file or it could be a string. So we just have to make sure that it is a string and not the file format that we can be getting. It could also be null, but we don't really care about null when we're parsing int. We could put a try here just to make sure, but it's just gonna probably fail out. Well, we could see what happens. So if I were to go here and try, well, I'd have to make a few changes here, wouldn't I? Type of text. So now here in the form, if I were to say hello world, and submit that. Let's just put some empty characters here and a config file. And now if we inspect it and we look at our object, the auth token must have at least one character. No, we're looking expected number received, not a number. There we go. So that's gonna error out there. And cool, that's edits to our validator. Took me a lot longer than I thought to get all this done. I had to do a lot of Googling and figuring out what was wrong with the code there. But we did it. So hopefully you guys like that. I'm gonna try and edit this thing down. Yeah, in the last video, my mic was clipping a whole bunch of lots, so hopefully it's a little bit better. I moved the mic a little bit, so that hopefully is a little better. But yeah, if you liked the video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.